Sanabhavatu Sanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinapodhitamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. May Brahman protect us. May he guide us. May he give us a strength and right understanding. May love and harmony be with us all. Peace, peace, peace be unto all. Vedantasara of Sadananda Yogendra. The quintessence of Vedanta. Tonight we shall talk about subtle body. But I shall tell you in brief so that you can connect our study. The absolute reality is Brahman. Existence, consciousness, bliss, absolute. This universe, the world we see, the world we live in, has a relative reality, not absolute reality. Like waves. In the ocean, a big wave comes, it rises, and again it disappears. Again it rises, again it disappears. That is the way the creation goes. Creation is continuously changing. This nature is continuously changing. This world is not real. What is the proof? Your body. It has a longevity for 100 years or 60 years or 80 years. It proves if this body is not real, the world is not real either. Real means which exists all the time, past, present, future, always remember. When we say reality, reality means which exists all the time. And these individual human beings are the manifestations of that cosmic consciousness. Without consciousness, we are nobodies. This Brahman has two powers. Is Maya power. That Maya, this cosmic illusion, the magical power of God, has two powers. Veiling power, projecting power. With the veiling power, it covers, encompasses everything. And projecting power, through projecting power he creates. Creation comes through projecting power. Let me give an example. Veiling power is just like dense fog. We don't see anything if the fog is dense, deep, thick fog. But the fog is not real. When the wind blows, sun shines, the fog disappears. But the fog has the capacity to create accidents on the freeway, to create a plane crash because of fog. It is not real. At the same time, it is not unreal. Maya is just like that. It is neither real nor unreal. Is darkness real? The moment light comes, darkness goes away. The moment knowledge comes, ignorance goes away. As light and day never stay together, so this knowledge and ignorance never stay together. Veiling power and the projecting power. Projecting power, we are projecting all the time through the minds. Good, bad, happiness, misery. These are all projections. This whole universe is nothing but the projection of the human mind. When you go to deep sleep, where does the world go? It disappears. When you get up from your bed, again the world appears. Everything is in the mind. Projection. If you are good, you will project only good things. If you are bad, you will project only bad things. A good person always sees everything good. A negative person always sees everything negative. It is all projections from human mind. Here is a little baby, child, lying down in the living room. A thief entered. This baby did not shout, thief, 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 because that baby has no concept about thief. A grown-up person has a concept about thief. So the baby could not project that thief, that sense is not there. Whole world is the projection of human mind. Now, our real nature is the Atman, which is covered by 5 sheaths. The first sheath, the first covering is called blissful sheath, ignorance, which we experience in dreamless sleep. Why do you get good rest after deep sleep? Because at that time there is no projection. Mind does not project. For the reason you have good rest. Projection begins in the dream state. I have a bad dream, I have a good dream. This waking state, we are all the time projecting. First, try to understand, all human beings have 3 bodies. Causal body, subtle body, gross body. The causal body is made out of ignorance. You do not see it. The teachers of Vedanta give an example. You are a cowherd, you have many cows and calves. You went to the field to graze these cows. In the evening, I am also a cowherd. I have some cows, you have some cows. Everybody has some cows and we are grazing these cows together in the field. In the evening, the mother cow will amba, amba. The moment mother cow makes the noise, the calf knows that my mother is calling. That calf will run toward the mother. The calf exactly knows the voice of the mind of the mother cow. Similarly, when we go to deep sleep, all these individual souls merge into that cosmic ignorance associated with consciousness, that is God. We sleep with God at night. Exactly. It is not, I am not saying, the Upanishad says so. The rishis, they saw. And the moment you get up from your bed, like that calf, a mother calf brings her calf, so all the shamaskaras, this individual body comes out, and immediately your individuality springs up, manifests. It is an amazing phenomenon. But we do not know it. The bees collect honey from hundreds of flowers, and all honey, all drops of honey are accumulated in the honeycomb. When they are in honeycomb, they do not know from which flower they came. They become one. So all these individual souls merge into that cosmic soul in deep sleep. and again they come back. That is called causal body. You do not see it, but very subtle. In that causal body, only one covering, one sheath is there, that is bliss. In deep sleep, we get tremendous bliss, peace. Now, we shall go into subtle body. Page 45, number 61. The nature of the subtle bodies. Shukshma sharirani saptadasha avayavani linga sharirani. The subtle bodies are what are known as the linga shariras, having 17 component parts. I shall read a little bit, then I shall explain to you. Avayavastu Gyanendriyo Panchakam Buddhi Manasi Karvendriyo Panchakam Vayu Panchakam Cheti. The component parts of the Linga Sharira, or the subtle body, are the 5 organs of perception, the intellect, the mind, the 5 organs of action, and the 5 vital forces. Gyanendriyani Srotrotakshokshu Jivha Ghrana Khyani. The 5 organs of perception are the ears, the skin, the eyes, the tongue, and the nose. Etani akashadinam sattiko angshebhyo vyastebhyo pritak pritak kromena utpaddanti. These are produced separately as consecutive order from the shatta particles of ether, etc. Buddhi nama nishyatmikanta karana vrittihi. Intellect, buddhi, is that modification of the internal instrument which determines. Mano nama sankalpa vikalpa atmika antakarana vrittihi. The mind, manas, is that modification of the internal instrument which considers the pros and cons of a subject. Anareva chitta ahankarayor antarbhava. The mind stuff, chitta, and egoism, ahankara, are included in the intellect, buddhi, and the mind, manas, respectively. Anusandhanitmakanta karnavritti chittam. Memory is a chitta, is that modification of the inner organ which remembers. Abhimanatmikanta karnavritti ahankara. Egoism, ahankara, is that modification of the inner organ which is characterized by self-consciousness. Ete puna akashadi gata sattikanshibho militibho utpaddanti. These, be it noted, are produced from the combination of the shatta particles of ether, etc. Very, very interesting. How these Hindu psychologists, philosophers, analyzed this human system. It is amazing. Shukshma Sharira, subtle body, seed body, which takes this birth, which dies and reincarnates. But this subtle body does not destroy like the gross body. This gross body, made of 5 elements, we shall discuss later. It has space, air, heat, fire, liquid, water, and earth, solid. These are the 5 elements constitute these human bodies. All human bodies, whatever you see in this whole universe, are made with 5 elements: space, air, fire, water, and the earth. These bodies are all made of food. The Upanishad tells us the theory of evolution. From that pure consciousness, first evolution is a space. From a space, air. From air, fire. From fire, water. From water, earth. From earth, trees, plants, crops. From that, food. From food, all these human beings. All these human beings are made out of food. Amazing. That is gross body. Shadobikari. All human bodies changes in 6 places. Jayate, it is born. Osti, it exists. Vardhate, it grows. Viparinamate, it changes. Apakshyate, it decays. Marishyate, it dies. All these human bodies, whatever, Mr. Universe, Miss Universe, whatever you see, all will change in these 6 places. It was born, it exists, it grows, it changes, it decays, and it dies. Shadobikari. No exception to this rule. I sometimes go to that Delmar Garden West to see our devotee. So many old people are there. One day they are gorgeous looking, beautiful men, beautiful women in their vigorous youth. Now, where is their beauty? Sometimes think that way. All human beings will go through the succeeding stages. This body will change, but your inner being. Try to manifest your inner beauty. Physical beauty is very temporary. Now, this subtle body, as I say, gross body has 5 elements. This subtle body has 17 limbs. First, 5 organs of action. Swami explained to us what are the 5 organs of action. All perceptions, we see, we get the knowledge through the 5 senses of action, senses of knowledge. First, eyes. We get the knowledge through the eyes. We get the knowledge through the ears. We get the knowledge through the smell, through the nose. We get the knowledge through the taste, through the tongue. We get the knowledge through touch, through skin. These are the 5 organs of knowledge. Chakshu, Karna, Nashika, Jihva, Tvak. Chakshu means eyes, Karna means ears, Nashika means nose, Jihva means tongue, Tvak means skin. These are the 5 organs of knowledge. You get knowledge through these 5 senses. So, the subtle body, 5 organs of knowledge. Now you know what are those 5 organs of knowledge. 5 organs of action. Hands, feet, these are the organs of action. Through hands you work, through feet you move. Back, through speech. The speech has tremendous power of action. I am giving class. What I am doing? I am creating a tremendous action, activities through my speech to convince you that this is Vedanta philosophy, this is subtle body, how to realize God through this subtle body. So this speech is very powerful. And 2 more organs, they call it organs of procreation and organ of evacuation. These are the 5 organs of action. So 5 organs of knowledge, 5 organs of action. Then 5 pranas, that we shall discuss a little later now, which is the part of the subtle body. Prana, apana, vyana, udana, samana. When you inhale, that is prana. When you exhale, that is apana. Vyana, which pervades all over the body, your blood is pumping all over this system, that is prana, energy. Samana, which consumes all of your body, food. When you eat, that who digests that food? Samana, sitting in the navel, that air, energy is consuming, is digesting your food. And udana, when this, when this body, this prana departs, the udana goes away. Anyhow, we shall discuss those 5 pranas later. So try to understand 5 organs of our knowledge, 5 organs of action, 5 pranas. Prana means vital force, energy. Next, mind and intellect. These 17 limbs constitute the subtle body. What is the mind? Sankalpa vikalpatmako manaha. Sankalpa vikalpa. Mind is, as I sometimes explain to you, just like a camera. I am focusing. The moment my focus is right, I click. I press the shutter. Immediately picture comes to my mind. Oh, shutter is buddhi, intellect, determinative faculty. But mind is just, it is this or that, I am still not decisive. But I am getting some picture. What picture, I do not know. That is the position of the mind. Mind you just open the lens and picture is coming. But it is not well focused, hazy. It may be this one, that one. That's it. Do you know why do the people doubt? When there are 2, we have doubt. If there are no 2, there is no doubt. Suppose I told you, I invited John and Jack for dinner. It was evening, I am watching through the window. From a distance, I cannot see who is coming. Is it John or Jack? It is John and Jack. I have doubt. But if I would invite only John, then definitely I know it is John coming, So you see, all this doubt comes when there are 2. I am just trying to explain to you how this mind oscillated, vacillated. We are indecisive. We cannot make any decision because the mind is not clear, confused. In most human beings, their minds are confused, indecisive. Do you know why? Because the mind is clouded, is dirty mind, so it cannot focus right. It is just like, suppose you did not clean your glasses for a long time, some dust or something like that, you are like doing like this, you cannot see anything. So similarly, mind gets dirty. These 2 terms, sankalpa, vikalpa, can be explained either in relation to thought or action. When a person cannot determine whether a particular object is this or that, or when he cannot determine whether he will perform a particular action or not, then the aspect of the internal organ called manas is said to function. This mind is a mysterious phenomenon. I remember in our Vedanta class, our teacher used to tease us. Do you know ordinary human beings, how much mind they use for their day-to-day life? Some 10%, some 15%, some 20% mind. 80% mind is unused. It is just like an iceberg. 7/8 under the water, only 1/8 is visible. Most of the people, those who have 25, 30%, 40, 50% mind, they are tremendous powerful people, dynamic personality. They attain success in no time. They have tremendous willpower. Most of the people fail. Do you know why? Because lack of willpower. Swami Vivekananda used to say, I do not know what is failure in life. He has gigantic willpower. His mind does not move 70%, 80%, 90%. His mind moves 100%. Sri Ramakrishna's mind moves 100%, not 99%. One-pointed, concentrated mind. That is the way yogis gain all powers. How do they gain power? Trayom ekatra samyama. Concentration, meditation and absorption. These three things they focus. And they can show any kind of miracle through that power. You read the 3rd chapter of the Yoga Aphorism of Patanjali, you will find what do the yogis do? Just concentration. He is reading Hindu psychology, its meaning for the West. He was talking, the Swami Akhilananda. In the West, they analyze human mind, conscious, subconscious, unconscious. They do not talk about superconscious. Conscious minds mean, you are listening, I am talking. This is the conscious plane we are behaving, That is the conscious mind. Subconscious mind means dream. All the dream analysis goes on. Hearing the dream, they can say that the position of your subconscious mind. Or unconscious mind means that sleep state. Unconscious. Ignorance. There's a completely sleepy, undiscovered, uncovered, completely covered mind. They cannot see. Our emotions, urges and instincts are inseparably connected with our volition. We used to express each one of our emotions. When the mind becomes active in its totality, we call it will. Without this will, we cannot translate our ideas or emotions into action or a dynamic state. Consequently, even though we may have lofty ideas and ideals and exalted emotions, they are not effective in our daily lives. Will is of vital importance to every individual. Sometimes we find that when there is conflict and confusion in the subconscious mind, the will is not completed. Because of the conflict, urges arise in our direction and then another, with the result that neither a single urge nor a set of urges has maximum satisfaction. Thus, will is incomplete and loses its power. Few of us realize that our failures in life are caused by an incomplete will. Generally, the popular expression is, "This man has no willpower." However, it is a mistake to think that we do not possess will. Rather, it has not been integrated and completed. The mind is split, and so we fail. We cannot achieve anything unless we have an integrated or unified will. Therefore, its cultivation is vitally important. Mind. Sense organs, now you understand. Now try to understand mind. In the mind, we find desire, resolve, doubt, faith, want of faith, steadiness, unsteadiness, shame, intelligence, fear. These things function on the mind, on the surface of the mind. You see, in the West, we understand mind. They analyze about the mind. Do you know, in Vedantic terminology, there is a word called antakarana, inner organ. It has 4 aspects of the same organ. The first aspect of the inner organ is called mind, which thinks, thinking faculty. The other aspect of the inner organ is called chitta, memory, storehouse of past impressions. The third aspect of the mind is called ahankara, ego, I consciousness. And the fourth aspect of the same internal organ is called buddhi, intellect. So what is the Jivatma, do you know? You will ask him. When the Atman reflects on this inner organ, which is very subtle, it becomes luminous. And when it becomes luminous, it animates the body-mind organism. Example? Here is a piece of iron rod. When you put into the fire and you pull the bellows, that black, cold iron rod becomes dark, becomes red hot iron. And that red hot iron, if you put your hand on that red hot iron, your hand will burn. Because of the association of the fire, this iron rod got its burning power. Similarly, when this mind, this inner organ, becomes associated with pure consciousness, it becomes luminous. It becomes animated. That is the way we are functioning in this world. It is a borrowed light, borrowed consciousness from Brahman, from the Atman. With that luminous mind we function in this world. We know each other, we talk each other, we drive car, we cook food, we eat food. We do all sorts of work through that animated mind. But the mind has no consciousness. It is borrowed consciousness from the Atman. That is called individual soul, subtle body. This subtle body, if you understand, you know yourself, you will be able to know yourself better. This subtle body is the seed body. This subtle body reincarnates. Why? Because it has desire. If you have no desire, no more recycling, no more reincarnation. Example? Here is a bunch of peanut. You roasted it. You roasted those peanuts. Again you try to plant those roasted peanuts, they will not germinate. Why? Because you roasted it. You destroyed its germination power, power of germination. But if it is raw peanut, it will germinate under the ground. Because you fried, roasted, by the fire. Similarly, if your mind is fried with the knowledge of God, it becomes ineffective. That mind doesn't have any desire. All problem comes through desire. Desire comes from ignorance. If you have no desire, you have no ignorance. So you will not have to come back again. Try to understand this subtle body. Very difficult to understand it. This subtle body changes. As sometimes I say, if you are spiritual, your body will not change, but your subtle body will change. Day by day you will feel you have no body consciousness, you have no desire. All the time God consciousness flows through your mind. That means you are highly spiritual. Subtle body. Buddhir namo nishyatmaka antakarana vritti. A buddhi, intellect, is called chit jad granthi. Chit, consciousness. Jad means matter. It is the meeting point of the consciousness and matter. Spirit and matter is the intellect. Buddhi. You know, a buddhi, conviction, comes through intellect. God exists. I am the Atman. This conviction comes in the intellect. Very difficult. Sometimes we say, I'm confused, I don't know. My intellect is not working. Intellect, the nature of the intellect is to discriminate what is the real and the unreal. Power of discrimination comes through that intellect. This is right, hold it. I know I am doing right. I have full conviction. That comes through intellect. Memory and intellect stay together, and ego and mind stay together. So these four things they did not discuss separately. But these two are incorporated in these two, intellect and the mind. So these are the 17 limbs of the subtle body. Memory. Sometimes it is good we forget many things, you know. If you remember everything, your life will be mess. Ya Devi Sarvabhuteshu Bhranti Rupena Samastita Namastasai 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 Namo Namah. In Devi Mahatmam, in Chanji, we read, I bow down to the goddess who is the embodiment of forgetfulness. I bow down to her again and again, again and again. Sometimes it is good to forget many things. Which is the necessary to have bad memories and all these things? Just forget. Some people, you know, I love Ramakrishna's philosophy in this respect. Do you know what Sri Ramakrishna said? If you have a wound in your hand, in your body, don't touch it. Just leave it as it is. A body has a power to heal. Gradually, a scab will be formed. Don't forcefully try to take the scab, then the wound will be raw. It will bleed. Just don't touch it, leave it as it is. One day you will find from the inside the whole wound will be healed and the scab will fall off automatically. I believe that. If some problems come to your life, just be indifferent, just ignore it. Automatically this time has a factor, time has a power to heal many things. Just don't do anything. Now I'll have to take revenge. The more you will try to take revenge, the more you will be miserable. Just forget many things. Abhimanatmikanta karana vritti ahankara. Egoism is that modification of the inner organ which is characterized by self-consciousness. The word antakarana vritti means a modification of the inner organ. According to Vedanta philosophy, when an organ perceives an object, the mind transforms itself into the object. When, for instance, the eye sees a pot, the mind projects itself through the eye and takes the form of the pot. When the antakarana becomes absolutely sure of the existence of the pot, then it is known as buddhi. But when it cannot determine whether it is a pot or something else, then it is called mind. Similarly, when the antakarana means inner organ, remembers an object, it is denoted as chitta, memory. Lastly, when it establishes the relationship of I or mind with the object, as for example is I know the object, I am happy, or mine is the happiness, it is known as ahankara. These came from the Sattva quality. On account of their being luminous, they are said to be products of Sattva particles. This intellect, buddhi, together with the organs of perception, constitute the intelligent shield, Vijnanamaya kosha. Ayam Urtitva, Bhaktitva, Sukhitva, Dukkhitva, Dukkhitwadi, Obhimanatvaena, Ihaloko, Paraloko, Gami, Bhavariko, Jiva iti uchati. This Vijnanamaya kosha, on account of its being conscious that it is an agent and enjoyer, and that it is happy or miserable, etc., is called the phenomenal jiva, the individual self, subject to transmigration to this and the other world. Remember, your Atman, your pure consciousness, is covered with 5 sheaths, 5 blankets, I call it. The first sheath is ignorance, blissful sheath. Second, intellectual sheath. Third, mental sheath. 4, vital sheath, energy. 5th, physical sheath, this gross body. These 5 sheaths cover your Atman, so you do not see it. How can you see the self? You will have to transcend these 5 sheaths. You will have to cut them one after another. Swami, shall I take a knife and cut my chest? No, it does not work that way. Through meditation, you transcend the body idea. You transcend the mind. You transcend the energy. You transcend the intellect. But how can I do that? You are doing that thing every day, all the time. You do not think of the body all the time. You do not think about the mind all the time. Consciously, you will have to transcend. Do you know what happens in deep meditation? You will forget time and space. Watch those 2 signs. I remember in 1964-65, I had to give night duty to the president of the Ramakrishna order. My duty was 11 to 2 o'clock. And 2 to 5, another monk will come. In this way, because that Swami, he was the abbot, he has several attendants, so we wanted them to give a little sleep. So the night duty, with 2 brahmacharis, my duty was 11 to 2. I had to sit in his room. He was sleeping under the mosquito curtain. You see, this Swami was a very special man of God. He used to meditate, sitting on his bed, then he would forget time, space, everything. One day, after meditation, he was bowing down. He did not know where he was. And he fell over the cot on the cement floor and broke his collarbone. Since then, this arrangement was made that one brahmachari must watch him, even when he was sleeping. He was a man of God. So, you see, when you have deep meditation, watch two things. You do not know where you are, and you do not know how long you are meditating. We meditate and all the time we see the watch that, oh, I have 2 hours. Oh, God. We can use it, that is the more calculative people meditate that way. I asked one girl that, how do you meditate? Swami, 2 hours I meditate, it is like bullfight. And 1 hour I get some kind of a little joy. Ayam kortitto, bhaktitto, shukitto, dukhitto, abhimanatto, ihaloko, paraloko, jiva, what you are, who you are. I am Mr. So-and-so, Mrs. So-and-so, I am Swami, I am this, I am that. Jiva. Jiva means individual soul. You are a jiva, I am a jiva. It is a word. Do you know what does it mean? I am the doer. Kortritto. Bhaktritto. I am an enjoyer. Shukitto. I am happy. I am unhappy. Abhiman. I am the doer. Hey, this house belongs to me. My children, my husband, my car, my family. Hey, I and my. Hey, this infinite God, infinite Atman is encased in this body-mind organism and behaving like a poor, miserable creature. It is really, it is a tragedy of human life. Your very nature is infinite, but you are behaving like I am weak, I am sick, I am this, I am that. Do you know what does it mean? Means your Atman is identified with this gross body. At that time you feel that I am weak, I am fat, I am lean. Same Atman when is identified with your sense organs, you say I am deaf, I am dumb, I am blind. Same organ when it is connected with the prana, you feel I am hungry, I am thirsty. When the same Atman is connected with the mind, you feel I am happy, I am unhappy. Same Atman when it is connected with the intellect, you think I am ignorant, I am intelligent. It is all connections. Where is your consciousness is connected, you have the same experience. If your Atman is connected all the time, consciousness is connected with your consciousness, you are free. You are free. I am beautiful, I am learned, I am ugly, I am rich, I am poor. All these things are superimposed on the Atman. Really, you are Nitya Shuddha Buddha Mukta Saitya Sabhavu. You are eternal, ever free, ever pure, ever perfect, ever illumined, ever awakened, ever blissful self. Just see, the moment you engaged yourself in this physical, psychophysical system and made yourself bound, you are miserable. Vedanta wants to release you forever from this bondage, this thraldom of Maya. But people love bondage, what to do? Nobody wants freedom. We love bondage. and we are miserable. Up to this tonight, you please ask me questions.
Swami, this subtle body has got 17
limbs.
Got Gyanendra and Karmendra and Panchaprana, Buddhi and intellect.
Mind and intellect.
Mind and intellect. These are all working. I mean, the system is working and we are working. So that cannot be the real subtle body. It must be the one who's doing these things. I mean, if the person dies, this all goes.
Yes. That is a good question. It is this subtle body that we shall discuss, that Jnana Shakti, Ichha Shakti, Kriya Shakti. This subtle body has three powers. The Atman manifests through this subtle body through three ways. First is Jnana Shakti, power of knowledge, that comes through the intellect. Knowledge, wisdom, education, that is power, that comes through intellect. Then Ichha Shakti, Ichha means willpower, that comes through the mind. And Kriya Shakti, power of action, that comes through the vital force, energy. So these three powers, the Atman, manifests through these three powers, through these three channels. And what happens, when this soul departs from this human body, first comes this sensation, if you press the toe of a dying person, do you feel? No. First, this body starts to numb. Do you know what is the first organ fails when of a dying person? Speech. Can you talk? He cannot talk. Second, it goes eyes. Can you see me? Can you recognize me? Cannot see. The last organ fails is the ear. Last organ fails. So this is the way. Then what happens? Then the prana, the energy, the udano vayu, it shoots the subtle body like a rocket. It leaves the body. That is the way it goes. If you are very much interested, you can read Sat Prakashananda's The Goal and the Way. There he discussed how does a soul reborn, how is a soul reborn, how it departs from the body. He quoted from the Upanishads and described very clearly. It is very interesting that how does a person die. Anyhow, this subtle body is a mysterious phenomenon. It is the seed which comes through the father in the womb of the mother, and how it develops there as a human being, and then it comes out. It is really, it is a human. It is not easy to get a human body. Human body is so precious. It is extremely precious thing. I always remind people, you do not know what you have got. At least you are not handicapped. You have a good mind. You have a good body. You can function all right. This is a precious instrument and you are misusing it without trying to realize God. That is a misuse of this human body. What a God-gifted thing, this human body. That means God gave you a chance for perfection, for illumination. I gave you a chance. Try, my child. And how we misuse this precious human life through gossiping, chatting, drinking, all these horrible things we do. Half the part of human life remains in bed. Your childhood days, your sick days, your old days, and your several hours and sleep and night, average half of human life remains in bed. Could you imagine what a waste of time? Average Americans have spent 5 years of their lifetimes in front of TV. What a waste of human life. And we love it. Confused? Yes.
Swami, in your discussion with Western psychology, one of the goals of the therapist is to make the person aware of their subconscious behavior through insight. Is there a similar analogy in the Vedantic viewpoint?
I'm glad that you asked this question. Just before the class, I did not get much time today. I had so many work today. I had an interview and the class. I was just reading this book, Hindu Psychology, Its Meaning for the West by Swami Akhilananda, our Boston Swami. The thing which you are asking, I was about to read that chapter, I could not finish it. Perhaps next class, I shall talk about it a little bit.
I just wondered when you said...
Perhaps you have good background, why don't you tell me?
No, I wondered when you said that Atman is connected to the consciousness, I wondered if the Atman would be connected to our subconscious. And yet,
what is subconscious? Where is subconscious? Tell me first.
well, I thought from a Western standpoint, it's like our behavior or actions that we do without an awareness. And the therapist does insight therapy to make them aware of their unconscious desires, unconscious goals, and things like that.
Please.
And then they can make choices.
No, it does not work that way. Look, how does it work? You are talking about your behavior and activities, all these things from the subconscious, unconscious. These are all the, as I understand, these are all the different layers of the mind. Unconscious mind, subconscious mind, conscious mind. Mind has different level. Unconscious is on the bottom, subconscious in the middle, conscious plane as we are working, functioning. That is the way I understand. I do not know how your Western people, that conscious, subconscious, why? It is not in the behavior. That behavior comes through the mind. Mind first, then your behavior, your action, your cognition, your volition, your connection, all these things come afterwards. It comes through the mind. Look, mind is called Shashto Indriyos, 6 organs. This Swami was explaining fantastically. He was talking about these Western people, they do not understand these Indriyos, the sense organs, how they are interconnected with the mind, how the perception becomes complete. Look, I look at you. What does my eyes do? My eyes are taking a reflection. My eyes are the seer. My eyes are really this retina, these nerves, they cannot see right. If these eyes are not connected with the mind, I cannot see it. Mind is not the seer. If behind the mind is the intellect, behind the intellect is the Atman, consciousness, pure consciousness. That consciousness says, yes, that is John. Immediately the perception becomes complete. So, you will have to ask that. I was asking John, could you tell me where the subconscious, unconscious, where do they stay? They will not stay in your behavior. They are all in your mind. Mind is a mysterious phenomenon. That I was telling, it is like an iceberg. 7/8 is underwater, 1/8 is visible. Most people are functioning in this world 5%, 10%, 15%, 20% minds. 80% minds is dormant, sleeping, completely uncovered, is completely covered. When we awake, arise, when we awaken that mind, it generates tremendous willpower. That Vedanta teaches. Read Swami Vivekananda's Raja Yoga. He talked about it. How one can awaken this 100% mind with tremendous willpower. At that, do you know what will happen? You will succeed in every respect, in every aspect. You will never fail. Because you put 100% mind there. Your means and the end will be the same. That is the way yogis increase their power. just practice and meditation. But I like to know here, no, I do not have good knowledge about Western psychology, I confess. I don't. I read some books about Western psychology. Sometimes, their vocabulary, I am familiar with the Vedantic vocabulary. I asked Dr. Nakra to give me some books. He gave some books to me to read. I did not get much time to go through them.
Swamiji, isn't there something like beyond consciousness also, like pure being? It's just that without the consciousness, it's not aware of its being.
Pure consciousness, you see that super consciousness, we call it samadhi.